Good afternoon, colleagues. Good afternoon, participants. We welcome you to the Research Capacity Development Unit, University of Johannesburg, Honors NRF Application Information Session, facilitated in collaboration with the Postgraduate Fund Management, a unit of the Postgraduate School. I'm Dr. Gabriel Monyera from the Research Capacity Development Unit, and I'll be the moderator for today's session. So why are we gathering here to discuss about NRF application specifically for honors? I just wanted to bring it to attention as well that this session, we are also collaborating with the Faculty of Humanities. Hence, the invitation was sent to Faculty of Humanities finishing students, those ones who are now in their final year, who will be registering for honors next year. Then also we have, as part of the attendance, those who have already applied for honors NRF fund for 2026 coming from other departments. So why are we sort of gathering for this important session? So this information session, this is where we can share issues that relates to the eligibility criteria, application requirements, some timelines, including any other issues that are relevant to the application process itself, with the intention of ensuring that you craft a successful application and also prevent some common errors that you can make as applicants that can undermine the success of your application. So without preempting what the presenters or the facilitators we have prepared for us, I just want to remind you that this session is being recorded, and thanking you once again for taking your time to join this session, to the facilitators as well for preparing to facilitate the session for today. But before I introduce the facilitators, here are just some sort of housekeeping rules. If you have any questions during the course of the presentation, feel free to raise your virtual hand, and I will bring it to the attention of the facilitators. But you can also alternatively type your question in the chat box, and then I will bring it to the attention of the presenter to address it. The session, like I've said, is being recorded. We will share the recording, of this presentation, as well as the slides if the presenters share the slides with us, and we will post that on our model communities for future reference and as a resource for future use. I'll also post a feedback survey during the course of the presentation in the chat section, and we ask you to fill in this survey. You know, this is where we will get information about how useful this workshop has been, and also you know, for our future preparations in terms of future workshops, what is it that we would want us to improve on. And we also launched the research capacity development management system in April of this year. We are gradually shifting to this system. So we ask you to register on RCD MS. You can register, you know, for you to be able to attend the RCD workshops, research writing consultations, and also stay updated of all the events and services that we offer as the research capacity development unit. So this is a one-stop access for all RCD events and services. And to register to utilize the system, you can access it through the U-Link under the Services tab, or by visiting rcdms.uj.ac.za. So now allow me to you know, introduce our facilitators for this session to you. The session will be facilitated by our PFM, or the Postgraduate Fund Management colleagues, Mr. Ntokozo Manana, Ms. Palesa Mpo, and Ms. Tabiso Masango. And with this, and without wasting any more time, let me hand over to our facilitators to lead us into the session. And to Mr. Ntokozo Manana, Ms. Palesa Mpo, and Mr. Tabiso Masango, I thank you for taking your time to prepare to facilitate the session for today, and just for agreeing to facilitate this session. And with this, I'm now handing over to you, and so that you can share with us your insights and lead us from here henceforth. Thank you. I will stop sharing from my side, and you can share your slides and then take over from here henceforth. We are just awaiting for our facilitators to share their presentation slides with us and to lead us into the facilitation of this session. I see a hand from Dimpo. Whilst we are awaiting our facilitators to share their presentation with us, and for them to lead us into this the presentation for today, I will take a question from Dimpo. Let me allow your mic. You can ask your question. You can unmute and ask your question.
Hi, it's not a question, it's rather a request. I'm asking if you can allow everyone to be able to send messages or inquiries, because the chat is currently restricted and I have questions, but I'm unable to send in the chat. Thank you.
All right, my colleague will attend to that.
Good afternoon. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, Mr. Manana, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I've joined in here. Greetings to everyone. Good afternoon. I trust everyone is well. And I'm not alone. I'm with my colleague, Palesa Mpo. She will be just coordinating some of the questions there that are in the chat box. So let me just get a few things out of the way. Number one, please note that this is not a workshop where we are taking you through the whole application. That you can do alone in your own time, and we have the finding guide for that. Here we just highlighting the most important thing about this honors application. And again, if you need help about your application, you're more than welcome to come to the postgraduate school. However, the people that we are helping are people that have started the application and say, I'm stuck on section whatever, or I'm stuck on section whatever. Those are the people that we're going to help. If you come here and you say to me, I need help with my application, and you have not done anything, please note that we're going to ask you nicely to start your application on your own. And then if you have challenges, then we're going to be able to help you. So I'll just take you through my presentation. It's not going to be long. It's going to be just straight to the point. Hence, I was saying to us, okay, there's a bit of a sound. There's a bit of a sound. Please mute yourself, guys.
I think we have muted all the participants. Mr. Manana, I think you can continue. But I saw some hands that were up. I don't know if you would mind if we can address them.
No problem.
Okay, but I think the person has lowered the. Okay, I can see it again. That's Valoria. Valoria, let me unmute. Allow your mic. You can unmute and ask your question if you have a question.
Good afternoon, sir. I just wanted to know, in the beginning of the presentation, you mentioned something of the RCD management, something on those lines.
Yes.
And that application, I missed a bit of it. Could you just explain briefly? And also, where do we find the postgraduate school, the building? Where can we get that if we need assistance?
Okay, I'm thinking that let me put our email there with in the chat section. Then you can just write to us. Then I think we can take it further from there, so that we don't disturb the progression of this session. And also we'll assist you, with everything that you need to be able to be registered on RCDMS as well, if that is okay with you. Are we still together? Okay, all right,
Yes.
thank you. So we'll just let my colleague will put our email address in the chat box. Then you can contact us. Then we will assist you henceforth. Mr. Manana, you can continue with the presentation. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Gabe. All right, yeah, we are postgraduate school, but we fall under a unit called Postgraduate Fund Management. That's where we have internal and external bursaries. But for this, obviously, we know that it's about NRF. I won't bore you with that. Okay. So as we know that NRF is National Research Foundation. It's South Africa's major research funding agency, providing grants to researchers undertaking research projects, as well as scholarship or bursaries, to support honors, master's, doctoral students with research components, at least 50%. So why is this part is important? Because NRF doesn't fund coursework. So if your honors is mainly coursework, please note that NRF would not fund you. And then the types of student funding that we are administering here is freestanding scholarships and fellowships. And then that applied all to AMA postdoc, which is not important for this session. And then the period which the honors program NRF funds, it's for 1 year. So for example, if you have done your honors before, like last year, 2024, and then this year you want to do a second honors, NRF will not fund that. They fund first time honors degrees. And then the opening of our call. So the institution obviously advertised the open call, since you see that the call was open on the 14th of July. And then we assist, applicants with information on the program, which means we provide the framework, what NRF is about, and then we provide the funding guide. those two tools already you can find them on NRF homepage. And then NRF always encourages institutions to have internal closing dates. So as UJ, we have this internal closing date, which everyone must note and is important. It's the 31st of October, 2025. If you apply on the 1st of November, your application will never be considered. So it's important that you make sure that you apply before the 31st of December, of October rather. And another important thing that we have to note, because we have this NRF Connect system that we use as all institutions, and all the NRF colleagues use the same system, which is called NRF Connect system. So normally on the closing date, the closing date of any call, whether master's, doctoral, or honors, for this case, like the 31st of October, the system gets jam-packed. So you're not going to be able to submit your application. You'll be coming here to the postgraduate school crying and asking that you want to send your application and you can't send the application because the system is jam-packed. So what I will encourage you to do is that when you are doing your application, please don't wait for the closing date. Do your applications now. And if you need help, come to the postgraduate school so that we can help you now. And then you know that you're submitting an application that is up to standard. And then the postgraduate school involvement, we are DAs, basically. That's how NRF called us. We are designated authorities. So it means between the students and NRF, we are the go-between. So what do we do here at the postgraduate school as DAs? We check the application for completeness. So if you start the application and then you don't press submit, your application stays on application in progress, we're not going to consider that application. And then that's our involvement. We check the completeness of the application. And number two, we check that all the necessary documents are uploaded on the application. For example, the most important one is the certified ID. Some of you guys, when you do your application, you just put an ID that is not certified. Please note that if you put an uncertified ID, that is an outright rejection of that application, because it's an audit requirement that your ID or your ID must be certified. And then what we check again is your official academic record. We are aware that now some of you, when you're applying, you will not have your full academic record because you're still maybe busy studying with your, you're still doing your honors. So we encourage you that you put the academic record that doesn't have marks, because at the end of the year, around about December, before we start validating the application, we open all the application for all applicants so that they can upload the official academic record with the full marks. And then number three, what we do as DAs here at the postgraduate school, we calculate what we call the grade point average for the final year of study. So if you're on the third year, we consider all the modules of your third year, and then we calculate average from those modules that you do on your third year. And then the NRF's honor scholarships, they are freestanding. So it means it's open for only South African citizens and permanent residents. If you're an international student, you are not eligible for honors scholarship that NRF is providing. And then applicants should be intending to take full-time honors studies. It's important, even this one, because if you are studying part-time, NRF doesn't fund part-time programs. It doesn't fund, so you must be full-time studying. And number three, applicants may not hold full-time salaried employment during the tenure of the scholarship. So if, for example, you take upon the scholarship and then you get employment, please note that we're going to revoke the scholarship and we're going to take those funds back to NRF. And then number four, student must have obtained an average of 65 from the previous degree. So when we calculate the GPA, the grade point total, so what we do, we consider all your modules, third-year modules. So if your third-year modules do not equate to 65%, it's way less, it's maybe 64, 63, please note that we reject that application. I know some of you will come and cry, I just got 64. We don't have a 1% that we can give to you to validate your application. We'll reject the application. This is in accordance with the framework of that NRF has provided for us. And then the nice thing about NRF is that any area of research discipline will be acceptable. And then these full cost and partial cost amounts, they can change because each and every year NRF increases the money. So for now, we'll not have the full amount or the accurate amount until we have received communication from NRF.
Mr. Manan,
Yes, sir.
can you allow us to take two hands that I see on the amongst the participants, if it's okay with you?
It's fine. We can take those questions.
We can take them. Okay.
Yes.
I will start with Asake. Let me allow your mic. You can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is well. So I just have one question in terms of being employed. So what if you employed within the institution, maybe as a tutor or as a student assistant? Are you still eligible for the scholarship?
So with NRF, it allows you at least, it must be 12 hours a week. It must be not more than that. If it's more than that, then we consider that as employment. So please note that it's important. It's only 12 hours a week. So you can be a tutor and whatever, but yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
I'm allowing the mic of Precious. Precious, you can unmute and ask your question. Precious Manyatela, you can unmute and ask your question.
Hi, thank you so much. So I wanted to ask if you are saying you are looking at third year marks, are you only considering the third year marks, or you are counting from first year until third year? Because now I'm doing fourth year, but I don't have marks and those two modules.
So fourth year, that fourth year, what degree is that?
Education.
Yeah, so we're going to consider your fourth year because that's your last year of your qualification. So hence I said earlier, if you have, we understand good, see, as you're applying now, you're not going to have your full marks. So at least we leave that time when, you can now upload the proof of the academic record that doesn't have marks, because after December, after the closing date, what we do, we open every application, then we allow people to upload the full academic records so that we can see all the marks.
Okay, thank you.
Let me move on to just the one with name tag of guest user. You can ask, I'm allowing your mic, you can ask your question. Guest user.
Good afternoon, sir.
Is it Abiba talking? Okay, you can continue. Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to know regarding the proof of the NSFAS. What document do we upload there for the NRF?
So with that, we understand that some of you will not have the agreement that you signed for NSFAS. So what we allow, or what NRF allows, is a statement, the official statement that the institution offers, which has all the modules and everything. So that's where we will see that you're funded by NSFAS in terms of like the meals and whatever. So the statement will suffice for this one. The official statement with the university letterhead.
I'll just take, I think, maybe 2 hands from guest user and from Nicholas Bongani. Then the rest we will engage during the open discussion segment so that we can allow the presentation to proceed. So Nicholas, yes.
Yes, how are you, sir?
I'm well, thank you. You can move on to ask your question.
All right. I wanted to ask on the critical documents, you mentioned the ID copy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It must be certified. Then I also wanted to ask should I upload the degree certificate if I'm done with my qualification?
You see, with that one, it's the biggest mistake that our applicants do. They on that section they will put the degree or the certificate. We don't need the certificate. We need the academic record because there's nothing that we are doing with the certificate. We want to see the marks so that we see that you qualify. You have the 65 and above that NRF wants.
Okay. Then another question with regards to the academic record, should I certify it?
No, you don't have to certify an academic record because an academic record is an official document that is from the institution. So it has a stamp already, which certifies it. So you don't have to.
Oh, the problem is I'm an applicant from the University of Pretoria, so our academic record doesn't come stamped. However, the university allows us we just email it to the admin office and they stamp it for us. So that's how they basically certify it, and so that I can upload.
Yes.
Then, so it means the only 2 documents that are needed, it's the ID and the academic record.
Yes, sir. That are very critical for validation of the application.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
No problem.
Mr. Manan, I see the hands are multiplying there. I don't know if you allow us to continue with the questions.
I can't allow you with the questions. We'll just have questions later.
Okay, so then
can they note the questions down?
The rest of the questions will be addressed during the open discussion segment, but alternatively, you can just type it in the chat box. We will go question one by one, within the chat box, and also address the other questions verbally that will be emerging during the open discussion segment. Mr. Manana, you can continue with the presentation.
Thank you, sir. Okay, with application category, this one, it's most important again, that people have to consider. NRF offers different categories of scholarships. So, for example, sorry. So with this one, applicants must select the scholarship that they are applying for. Yeah? And it's only one option. So you can refer that to page 3 to 8 of the NRF framework. So this one is important. When you are applying and you get to the application category, there will be different scholarships that is offered by NRF. So if you are not sure about any of the scholarships that are being offered there, please select general, because some of you are general NRF scholarships. So some of you will select a Serao, and Serao, it funds specific courses in science, like nanotechnology. So those are, if you are not sure about a scholarship that you're applying for, please don't apply for any other scholarship than general. So that is very important. And then the details of degree. So applicants proposed institution. This is a South African institution where you intend to register for your honors. And once application is submitted, it will be routed to the, it is routed to us, the postgraduate school, and then which is the selected institution. So if you see properly there on your profile, there will be where it says institution. So you must make sure that you choose UJ as your proposed institution, because choosing any other institution and you're at UJ, we are not going to be able to access that application. Your application will go to your intended or proposed institution. So you'll be coming here and you want us to open your application for amendment. We're not going to be able to that because the system is created in such a way that when you're applying at a certain or proposed institution, you can only be helped in that institution. I hope that is clear. And then applicants will not be permitted to change proposed institution once the application is submitted to NRF. So once we validate your application as the DAs or the institution, you can't change anything. That the application now is with NRF, it's not with the institution anymore. And then should the application be successfully awarded, the student will be allowed to move the scholarship to another institution. So this is another important one. So the only time you are able to move your application, it's when you are awarded the scholarship. So it means you're not moving the application instead, but you are moving an award. So if you're not awarded, you are not going to be able to move that application. And then number 3, the applicants must capture the final year major subject of undergrad study and the mark obtained for each. So this one I've mentioned, Guti. When you say major subjects, it means all your third year modules. And then applicants that do not have the final year results at the time of application may proceed to submit the application. However, as a final examination marks are released, they must ensure that they send the results to the proposed institution, which is, if it's UGA, it's going to be us. So that's why I'm saying, Guti, after the call has been closed, we give each and every applicant an opportunity to amend their application, and that is around December, around early Jan, so that you can upload your marks, that the marks that you have obtained. Now, and then applicants with an average examination that is below 65. This is important for all major subjects in the year of undergrad are not eligible for the honor scholarship and will be rejected. So this one is important. That's why I said earlier, if you got a 64, you got a 63, and you'll be like, no, I'm almost there. We do not consider that. It must be 65 and above. And then we've said this, good applicants who are full-time employed cannot hold the NRF scholarship unless they are willing to resign. So if you're saying, okay, I'm leaving employment, I'm focusing on my studies, I want to continue with the scholarship, then we allow you. But if you are not willing to resign, we revoke the scholarship, we notify NRF, they take back the funds and give to the next suitable person. And then another important thing that we have to consider, again, on the attachment section, or rather the attachments in the application, like we have mentioned before, that the copy of your ID must be certified and it must be scanned. It must be a PDF file. Some of you, when you upload a JPEG, you upload all kinds of things. So we ask you that it must be a PDF file. And then the summary of the documents that is needed for this application, it's a certified copy of your ID document. This must be uploaded at your on your profile section. Don't attach it anywhere else. It must be attached on the profile section. And then the latest official academic record on the that has a university letterhead. And then applicants who do not have the academic transcript due to outstanding fees. It's another important one, this one. They are required to attach an official statement or a letter from the university indicating that the student still outstanding fees owed to the university. So this is important. So if you are unable to view your marks, and we see it's that time now, like December, Jan, we allow you must upload an official statement that you are owing or a letter from the institution. So this letter, you get it from the faculty. And then it's important that when you get to the faculty, you say to the faculty officer, I am applying for NRF, and this is what the funder requires. This is what NRF requires, that I have a letter from the institution that is indicating that I'm owing. So, because in the years before, we had a problem with students. Students just go to the faculty and they say they want a letter from the university, and they don't explain what is the letter for. So this letter, it's not wanted by the postgraduate school or by the DAs. This letter is wanted by the funder, is wanted by NRF. And then it's important that if you have a disability, you put a medical certificate under the profile section. So these are catered for specially on the scholarship, and they have a special kind of device money that is given to the applicant. And then with proof of NSFAS or the ESFAP form, applicants who were previously or are currently funded by NSFAS. So this is important again because NRF, when they consider giving out scholarships, because there is partial cost and then there's full cost of study. Sometimes they look at this, if you were previously funded by NSFAS, that gives a ground for you to at least be eligible for a full cost of study. And then, yeah, this is important again. And then after the NRF review process, announcements of results and outcome letters are sent to successful candidates. So with this one again, if you are not successful, the communication will really be delayed because for this one, we wait for NRF to give us the final results. So if the final results are given at the particular time, like earlier in the year around Feb, and you are not considered for funding, you must wait until NRF give its final feedback. And then the signs, conditions of grant, when you're accepting the award, it's submitted to us through the NRF Connect system. And then feedback can be obtained for unsuccessful candidates. So with this one, if you come here and you say you have not heard anything about your application, you come here, we'll sit you down, we'll take your application reference, and we'll check the status of your application. If you have not had a feedback, I would advise that you consider yourself unsuccessful. Because another thing, as an institution, we are a big institution, and NRF has limited funds. I'm not sure that I can give the stats for this year. So as an institution, we've received 1,813 applications in total for the institution, but NRF was able to fund 129 students. So that's what we are sitting with. So you must know that the scholarship, when you apply, it's not guaranteed. It's a 50-50 chance. Consider other means of funding. Sorry. And then feedback from NRF. The NRF must provide feedback to applicants rejected on screening stage for not meeting the criteria. So this one we give to you if you have not 60, you do not have a 65 and above, maybe you don't have an ID that is certified, we reject it here at the institution. We don't wait for NRF to give you feedback. We'll just reject it here at the institution because that's what we are here for. And then the NRF must provide feedback to for applicants rather whose applications were not recommended for funding, but were not awarded due to budget constraints. So always, most of you guys, to be quite honest, you qualify for NRF, but because due to minimum or due to restricted funds, not everyone can be funded. That's why we're saying, Guti, if you're applying for NRF, it's all good and well, but consider other means of funding, lest NRF is unable to fund you. So that's our presentation. I think for me, I'm done. I think I've highlighted everything that is important. We'll take a couple of questions and some of the questions that are on the chat box. Yeah, Dr. Gabe.
Thank you, Mr. Manana, for, I think this was a very insightful presentation. Thank you for all the information that you have provided to us. You have shed light into what the NRF application entails, including even touching on the eligibility criteria and all other facets that are associated with this, with an application of this nature. And thank you so much for that. I think this has been a comprehensive presentation, and now we can move on into the open discussion segment. This is where you can now ask your questions. I've seen, one of the facilitators have been answering questions on the chat box, and but we'll go to the chat box as well to see the questions that have not been addressed, and we address them. So we now allow the I don't know, Lawrence, can you advise? Should we allow all the mics, or we can just mute one, unmute one by one?
Let's allow the mics, but they must keep the mics muted.
Okay, so we will allow all the mics. We'll allow all the mics, and we just want it to bring it to the attention of the attendees that it rests upon you to keep your mic muted if you have not been given the platform to talk. So let's raise the hand, and then we start with the question and answer segment. Yeah, okay. I think now it's clear. There's no echo now. So let's move on into the question and answer segment. And from the participants, kindly mute your mics unless you are given the platform to talk. So I'll start with a hand from Asake. Can you unmute yourself and ask?
Yes. I just want to ask. I didn't hear the stat of how many people are funded. So you said there's 1,000 and something applications and 129 people are funded. What is the number of application in terms of stats for this year, sir? I didn't hear that properly.
No, for the please note that for this year, because the application process is still in progress, so we don't have stats yet. So the last time I checked, the application that we had on NRF Connect system was around 438, if I'm not mistaken. So we don't have like the full feedback. We'll have that number when the call is closed and every application is in by the 31st of October 2025.
Thank you, Mr. Manana, for answering that question. I think we are going to mute all the mics again, because I hear some of the participants, they are not muting their mics when they are not the one asking the question. So we will be allowing the mics one by one. So Lawrence, assist me with just muting all the mics. Okay, so I'll go to the end of Asake. Can you allow your mic? Then I think are you the one who have just asked the previous question?
Yes, it's me, sir. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. Let's just lower the end then. Okay, then let me move on to Beko. You have allowed your mic. You can ask a question.
Hi. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. You can
Yes,
proceed.
we can hear you.
Okay, cool. I just have a few questions. I'm just gonna say all of them and hope you can respond. But so my first question is, can you please elaborate on moving the award? Like you mentioned something about if it's accepted, you can move it to another institution. I just want to find out clarity on that. I didn't quite get the whole process of it. And then my second question is, what's the difference between a thesis and coursework? Because I have a few options that I applied for honors, and for some of it, I think it's coursework, not a thesis. So can you please elaborate on that? And is NRF taking only coursework or thesis? And then the other question is, so it's 60%, 65% at an average, or is it 65% for every module you did in the final year?
Okay. We have captured all your questions. I'll allow my colleague to answer the difference between thesis and coursework, and then I'll take the two other questions that you have put forth.
Sorry, for the thesis and coursework. So remember, when you go into so thesis is just full on research. And then for the coursework, it means that you've got a bit of research, but most of your studies are based on coursework, meaning that you still go to class everyday interaction in class, and then a bit of research. So you need to know the difference between the two before applying. So honors is basically more of the research funding than for the coursework funding.
Okay, because my problem, so I'm doing a BA in law, but I applied for a BA honors in urban studies, and I wanted to pursue an LLB, which is a postgrad, but I know it's coursework, so it wouldn't fund that.
Yes.
It doesn't.
And yeah, no, it doesn't. We need research.
Okay.
Because there's a portion of research that on the application that must be considered. No?
Okay.
Yeah. And then
Mr. Manana.
Yes, sir.
I don't know, maybe if I may just try to add on to sort of maybe clarifying the question that the participant is having. In terms of honors, I understand that there is a research component and there's also a sort of a coursework component. So when you talk about the research, what is it? Which component? Because I know that they have a year module that they do, that is where they end up with a mini dissertation that is an outcome of that module. Is it the research component that you're talking about?
I'm sorry, I might not be getting the question. So the research for which module?
No, I'm saying amongst the honors modules, there's one module that is a yearly module, usually for research, where you do research, which becomes the research component of an honors by coursework. I'm not aware of an honors by thesis or an honors fully by research. I'm not aware of that. I know that all honors have a coursework component, and they have a module for research, which is a year module, and take, I think, almost half of the credits for the honors program. So can you maybe just in phrasing your question, just be clear on that? And also, I wanted clarity from the side of from Mr. Manana in terms of when we talk about the research component, are we referring to that year module that they do? At the end, they end up writing a mini dissertation.
So I don't know. I haven't done my honors. I'm still undergrad, but all I know is that it's a Bachelor of Honors in Urban Studies. That's the one that's one of the two I applied for, which it doesn't say which component is it. It's a 1-year honors degree. That's what I can say.
Okay.
I think this one, it's better if you come here at the postgraduate school and then let's see that section where, because there's a section that will need to see what your course is and whatever. So just come at the postgraduate school, we'll help you with that.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Sharp. And then with the moving of the award. So for example, if you apply, let's say you apply today, and then we do all the validation, and then as the institution, we validate and you are successful, you have 65 and above, and then your application will proceed to NRF. And then at NRF, they award you, or they award whoever, yeah, they award you. And then after awarding you, you say, Ish, they didn't take me at UJ, they took me at Stellenbosch. So now you have this award that the beneficiary is UJ. And when now you say they took you at Stellenbosch, so you can take that award and move it to Stellenbosch. That's what I mean about that.
Okay,
It's
so
only the
that will
award.
imply
It's
that,
only when you are awarded the scholarship you are able to move.
so that will imply that I had already applied at Stellenbosch before if I'm moving it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it is possible that on the NRF website, I only put UJ, but in terms of applying for honors, I can apply at the different institutions just to have my options clear.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So as your proposed institution, you can say UJ or whoever, but then if they take you at Stellenbosch and you're awarded the scholarship, then you can move with the award to your proposed or where you are registered, the institution you are registered in.
Okay, thanks.
And then your last question?
So my last question was the 65%. So is it
Oh,
an
yes,
average?
yes. So
Yeah.
the 65% is average. So for example, if you are doing 6 modules on your third year, we take all those 6 modules, the marks that you got, we add them together, and then we divide them by 6 because it's 6 modules. And then if the average that you get from there is less than 65%, we reject the application. You're not eligible.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's your average of all your third year modules or last year modules.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Manana. Let's move on to Precious Manyatela. I'm allowing your mic, Precious. You can unmute and ask your question.
Hi, thank you. So when I try to apply for the bursary, I don't have that option here, postgraduate under category, but I was able to fill my information under profile. But when I go to categories, there is no postgraduate option. So what must I do? Should I come or?
Wait. Let me understand. So when you started the process of application, did you update your profile? And then you uploaded an ID?
I haven't uploaded. I'm under profile now.
Yeah, so you must upload an ID because the system can detect that you didn't upload ID and whatever. So it won't give you options for you to be able to apply. So you must update your profile first, and then you go through the whole application in different sections.
Okay, thank you. So you said I can get the guideline, the step-by-step guideline under the NRF homepage.
Or you can send us your email address on chat. We're going to send it via email.
Where can I send it? Here under the chat bed?
On the chat, yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Manana. Let's move on to Kuna. You can. I'm allowing your mic. You can ask your question.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you.
Yes, I have a question. I last did I was last funded by NSFAS from 2015 to 2018. So now I currently do not have proof that I was once funded. I was studying at UJ. So now I'm doing like a different course. Second question is now I'm
Wait, can I please respond to that? How is that possible that you were funded by NSFAS but you don't have proof?
Like, okay, I was studying at UJ, right? I did my B honors and psych go UJ, and then the
you did your honors already.
Yes, so I also wanted to ask that as well. If will I be able to be approved to apply for an honors? Because now I'm doing a BTech in engineering. I want to do a BTech in engineering.
No, you're not eligible anymore because you're not a first-time honors applicant. It's only for first-time honors applicant. So you're not eligible.
All right, thank you.
All right, no problem.
Thank you, Mr. Manana. Let's move on to Tad, to Richard. Richard, I've allowed your mic.
Greetings. So I wanted to ask in terms of like, cause I see that like, what you call this, there's a minimum, like a maximum amount which your parents needs to be earning. So I wanted to ask in a situation where like both your parents are earning a lot, because for an example, I'd gotten rejected from NSFAS because of that. But then like your parents don't can't find you, they don't not willing to find you for your honors. So how do you proceed in terms of that, or does it automatically mean that you won't get funding?
So in the section of the application, there's a part where there is a financial means test that must be done. So you will add your parents there as the people that as much as they're not going to fund you, but you will add their salary brackets and all those things that you need to add on the application, because that information is critical also when NRF is awarding scholarships. You'll probably be eligible, should you be awarded, you'll probably be eligible for partial cost of study. So on the financial means test, or that section of the application, you will mention the parents and how much they are earning and all those things, né? But you can continue to apply.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Manan. I don't know this participant by the name guest user there, if it's a robot or if it's a real person. If it's a real person, I'm allowing the mic. You can ask your question.
It's an
guest user. I think we must keep this one, Mr. Manan. Let's move on to Nicolia. Yoliswa, I'm allowing your mic, you can ask your question. Nicolia, I've allowed your mic, you can unmute and ask your question.
Good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you so much. All right, so I have a twofold question with regards to employment particularly, okay? So the framework mentions that students holding the scholarship can't work more than 12 hours a week. So I wanted, if any of you could kindly clarify at what stage the restriction is enforced. For example, from the moment of application now, we are applying, or only once the fund is awarded, right? And the second bit of my question is, could you clarify how NRF or the university verifies students' employment status? Is it based on self-declaration, or is it your department's check, or is there some kind of formal documentation? Because I just want to be clear on how it's monitored and when exactly, to resign, so that I can make my chances of getting the bursary or scholarship more.
So in other words, you're asking how can you hide employment while you are holding scholarship?
No, I'm asking when exactly the restriction is applied. So in the application process right now, are we meant to then depart from our employment already? Or is there a certain stage when the restriction is enforced? For instance, when you're awarded the scholarship, then are you then required to withdraw from your work? Because obviously there can't be a contradiction there where you're working and you're also partake in your research honors journey. So I'm trying to find out if it's important to depart from our work now during the application process or only when you're awarded the scholarship.
Okay, so you can only leave your work when you are actually awarded the scholarship, because we can't say do it now in case you don't get awarded and then the next thing, you are without a job and you can't fund yourself in other means. So rather, when you've gotten confirmation that you are being awarded, so you will get communication once you are awarded that you've gotten the scholarship, and then only then can you quit your job so that we can do the allocation of your NRF funds into your student account, because you get a monthly stipend of your scholarship.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Palesa, for addressing the question. I think that was Nicolia. Let's move on to Tsikfatso. Tsikfatso, I've allowed your mic. You can unmute and ask your question.
Good day, everyone. I trust you are well. I want to find out three things, with pending the application itself. So after I register on the NRF Connect portal site and everything, it prompts me to start an application, and I've started it. And I see now my first question on the study field. Uh, at the study field section, they ask us what uh study fields we are into, and like none of them is specifically about my degree. So should I mention something that I want to study while I'm doing honors, or what? And second question is ask about my research expertise. So I'm doing a biochemistry undergrad, and next year I want to do honors, some research. So I know what I want to do, but should I wait for me to be appointed a supervisor first, for me to be able to verify what the research I'll be doing, and in terms of outputs and patents and so forth? And last question, what proof of NSFAS is required? Is it the fee statement, or I should go to the NSFAS office so they can give me like a letter or something? Thank you.
Let me address the one. Fee statement will suffice with the university letterhead. And then with the regards to that part of the application will not have specifically what you want to study. So that's why it advises you that there's a secondary research, there's a primary research, secondary research, and then there's a field of specialization. So obviously in the primary, you'll say it's something that is close to sciences, and then even with and you are allowed to choose from 1 to a maximum of 2. And then secondary, still you're allowed to choose 1 to 2, something that is closer to that. And then when you get to the field of specialization, that's where now everything that is pertaining to your research, you will find there. Did I address all the questions that you had?
Yes, thank you so much for clarifying that. That was so clear. I just want to ask a follow-up question. On the research expertise, when we are writing, not the research expertise, excuse me, on the study field, should I discuss maybe certain sections I did in my undergraduate, like immunology, metabolism, and stuff like that? Because I don't see where I can write biochemistry. So will that be something that I can, is that the option?
Yes, it's an option. Because as I remember, this is a generic application. It will not have some specifics. So it's important for you to state what you're doing mainly, because it's more of a generic application.
All right.
And then
All right.
and another thing that we have, you applicants have to consider, what is important is that you must look where there are asterisks. Where there are red asterisks on the application, it means those part of the application is very important. You must address them well. And then there are part of the application that doesn't have asterisks. It means those part, they are not that important. For example, you have research output. As an honor student, some of you guys don't have research output. The application understand that you will not have at this level research outputs. And then something like your patents. If you have not produced any paper or you don't have any publication, you will not need to have patents. So the most important part of the application is the information that you have and the part where you have red asterisks that you must address properly.
All right, Ish, I have many questions, but I trust that this last two, if you will allow me, is the last two questions
You must come
only.
at the postgraduate school then. If you have
All
many
right,
questions, yes,
I have
it's
more,
much
but
more
this
easier like
last,
that.
excuse me, but okay, just one last question, then I'll come to the postgraduate school. Is it okay?
Okay. Yes, that's fine.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So last year I was doing a project with one of my professors, and it was at the postgraduate level for honors. And I also wrote the abstract, the paper, and I also did the symposium and I presented. So is that something I can also update on my application to substantiate? Thank you.
Yeah, no, you can update on your application, but just please note that when we are validating the application and when NRF is doing their further validation, they don't look at that because it's not the critical part of the application. The most critical part of the application is where you have red asterisk. So you can put it as an information that you want us to know, but for this process or for this level of your application, it's not critical. It's not really that important.
All right. Thank you. I can see you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. I'm looking forward to see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Manana, for addressing that question. Let's move on to Valoria. I've allowed your mic, Valoria. You can unmute and ask your question.
Good afternoon. So, with regard to the application, right? I applied in the beginning of August and I certified my document a month before that, right? So, end of May. So, my certified document was still valid, right? Because it's valid for 3 months. However, now the validation ends. Do I have to reapply a certified document?
So with that one, NRF is really not that strict about it. In such a way that even to us it's challenging that some other people will certify a document 2 years, 3 years ago. But I think the noblest thing that you can do, if you know that you're applying for next year and the closing date is around October, it's just better to have a 3-month certified document. It's just safe to do that because should you now maybe be awarded the scholarship, you now and then NRF says they're not going to release the funds because they need a recently certified ID, then you know that it will make the process more tedious. So for me, what I will advise is that if you know that you're applying for 2025, 2026, just certify your ID now or for 2025. It must have a 2025 stamp. It just makes sense.
Okay, so it does have a 2025 stamp, but it's May 2025.
Yes, it's still fine. You can leave it
It's
as
still
is.
Okay, perfect. And then I have another question, right? I submitted my document in August, right? The 10th of August, 2025. How do I edit my document?
Okay, with that one, if you have submitted already your application, it's either one of two things. You can send a request via email with your application reference so that we can open the application for you. Alternatively, because we have a period where we open every application for amendment. So you can either wait for that and then you'll be collecting the documents so long that you need to amend or whatever that you need to amend, so that by the time we allow for amendment, then you are able to amend your application.
Okay, and will we be notified then when applications are open
Yes.
for amendments?
Yes, every applicant that applied on time on the closing date of the 31st of October will be notified that their applications are open for amendment, and then they must amend. And then we're going to give a deadline to bring back all the applications also. So you have a very a fair period to be able to amend your application.
Sorry, another thing that I wanted to just quickly add for everyone, when we send the email that your application is open for amendment, please note it does not mean there's anything wrong with your application. We open the amendments for everyone. Even if your application is fine, just go through it and then resubmit it. Please don't send emails saying what is wrong with my application, because you guys are so many. We cannot go through everyone's application and say this is wrong. Just go through everything. See that you've completed all sections that need to be completed. Make sure that you've uploaded everything that needs to be uploaded, and then resubmit your application.
Okay, perfect. And then I have one more question, right? One
Can
last one.
all right, you can ask the questions, but I just want to plead with the participants that there's quite a number of hands, people lined up also to ask questions. So let's keep our questions very minimal, preferably only one question per participant, please. That very important question to you, please ask that question so that we can progress and be able to finish with all the hands that are up within the timelines of this presentation. Thank you.
Okay. So with the research outputs, if we haven't yet started our honors, we're unable to give a research output. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying, Guti, on the application itself, on the research output and patents, it doesn't put an asterisk, which means it's not the most important part about this application.
Okay, perfect. And then where exactly are you guys based at the UJ? So behind the A parking lot. Is that by the library?
So RCT has attached on the chat. RCT has attached the map of where we exactly located. It's actually in between the engineering building and the A parking. So we are just our office is just outside the actual main building.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mpo, and for addressing the question and for giving directives to the directions that we posted in the chat section. Let's move on to is it Baleni? I've allowed your mic. You can ask your question, unmute and ask your question.
Thank you, sir. Hi, everyone. I have a question here with regards to the academic transcript. Do we have to upload the marks from the first semester, or if you don't have marks from the first semester to second semester, you just don't upload anything with regards to marks, you just wait for the whole year marks to be released?
As I said before, during the presentation, when you are doing your application now, we are aware that you're not going to have your full marks. So we advise that you upload the transcript that we have for now. That doesn't have the full marks, because during the amendment period, after the closing dates for the application, we're going to give everyone an opportunity to amend the application. Around December, when marks are available, then we know that you are able to now to upload. a transcript that has full marks, because we need the marks. It's unnecessary for you to put a academic record that doesn't have the, that it doesn't have the full marks. So that's why I'm saying it's for now, because the application, because of the application process, put the academic record that you have that doesn't have the full marks. And then when you get an opportunity now to amend your application in December and you have your full marks and you have your full academic record, then you upload your full academic record.
Okay, thank you. So that answers my question. Okay, one last question. Is it important to apply to under personal details where it says institution? Is it important to put the institution that you have applied to do honors at, or just put the institution that you are currently studying at, your bachelor's degree?
So that's why you can put your proposed institution. For example, if you are a UJ student now, and maybe you desire to study in UFs or in UCT, you can put the proposed institution as UCT. But and please note that that application will not come to UJ. Don't come now to us and say you want to amend your application, whatever. So you must contact the DA in the proposed institution.
Okay, so I think
Is that clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you so much. Let's move on to Andile. Andile, I've allowed your mic. You can unmute and ask your question.
Hello.
Hello.
So I have a question about the part for proof of NSFs and signed and stamped for outstanding fees from the application. At Student Finance, they gave me a fee statement. They gave me a fee statement when I asked for proof of NSFs. It shows from when I started getting funding from NSFs until now, and it also shows how much I owe UG at the end. So I wanted to know if I must use this same document and upload it on the proof of funding part and also on the signed and stamped outstanding fees, or I need to go back to Student Finance and ask for the signed and stamped outstanding part.
Yes, that's what we said earlier in our presentation, that even a fee statement is acceptable because it will show that at some point you had meals by NSFAS or book allowance by NSFAS. So that proof enough is sufficient as proof of NSFAS, the fee statement.
Okay, so I can use it for both parts on the application.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Let's move on to where to. I've allowed your mic. You can unmute and ask your question.
Oh, okay, great. How are you, sir?
I'm well, thank you.
Okay, I hope you can hear me on your side. I just want to ask about what you have previously stated before, which is the number of applicants received for the year 2025. You said it's probably around 1,000 applications received from UJ specifically, and almost like 400 of them, or the least which you accepted. So I just want to ask, what actually determines a successful application towards one's individual application? Like, is it the number of years before the undergrad program if applying for maybe honors, or if maybe or it's a 50-50, it's a luck possibility? What actually happens there?
As I've stated before, it's a 50-50 chance. It's just like any other scholarship. It has the minimum qualifying criteria that they give us at the institution. We check your ID, we check that you have 65 and above, and if you're previously funded by NSFAS, we know that. And then Tina, here at the institution, will validate the application for further review at NRF. So once your application is with NRF, we as the institution now, we are not privy to that information in terms of what they check afterwards, because they still have their further review for their application. which is at the NRF level.
Oh,
And yeah, it's a 50-50 chance more than anything. There's no specific thing that, or there's no special applications that we have. All applications are considered fairly, and we use the framework that NRF gives us when we validate the application. We use the checklist that NRF gives us. There's no at a certain point where we as an institution, we decide that we don't give the scholarship to ever because of whatever. It's solely something that NRF gives us in terms of on whom they want to fund.
Oh, okay. So one last question. Where can one get the ISFAP consent form or NSFAS consent form?
So with the ISFAP form, it's on NRF website. So you can just literally tap ISFAP form, and then you'll get a form that is empty, and then you'll fill it, and then you'll make it part of your application.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Thank you. Let's move on to Retabile. I've allowed your mic. You can unmute and ask your question. Retabile, you can unmute and ask your question.
Hi. Oh, hi, everyone. I wanted to
Hello,
ask.
Retabile.
I wanted to ask if you were redoing a first or second year module during like first semester, does it count towards the third year like average?
Yes, it will count because we need all the modules for last year. We need all the modules. So we consider all the modules for last year.
All the
Without repeating
modules.
myself. Yes, for third year, all the modules for third year.
Like all the third year modules, or like if I did a first year module this year.
If you did what?
A first year module this year.
No, we consider the third year. So we consider your 3As and your 3Bs.
Oh, okay.
Not your 2As or your 1As.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. Apile, you can unmute. I'm allowing your mic. Unmute and ask your question.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, we can't hear you well. Just speak aloud a bit so that we can
Can you hear me now?
hear you well. Yes, now we can. Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to ask, does the NRF review and check whether you meet the requirements of 65% before or after you upload your November result?
Remember that part of the application process is with us, with the institution. We are the ones who
Can't hear you.
Mr. Manana, we can't hear you well.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now we can.
Okay, maybe let me just put the LAN cable so that I may be audible. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, now we can hear you.
Okay, so I was saying that with the 65, it's a minimum requirement for. So it's the phase of the institution. So, for example, if we receive your application now, obviously we can't validate that application because probably you still have outstanding modules, the marks for the outstanding modules. So what we do now, we receive all the application until the closing date. And then on the amendment period, we wait for you guys to receive your marks. So that's why our amendment period will run from December until January. That's when we know now that you have your full marks, because we need an academic record with all the marks for third year.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Thank you. Let's go to Hopotso. You have allowed your mic. You can ask your question. You can go on. You can ask your question.
Oh, okay. Good evening. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You can go on and ask your question.
Oh, okay, thank you. I wanted to ask about because so I did my application on the NRF website straight, right? And so I made a mistake of on the institution of putting my previous, because I'm from a previous from another institution, right? But looking to do my honors at UJ, right? So because I think earlier on I heard you speaking about the fact that if you put any other institution, it's not gonna come directly to you guys, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, let me. So, for example, if you're at the applying process and you choose UJ as a proposed institution, ne, the application will come to us and it will be validated at UJ. But at the time when you're applying, if you choose other institution as your proposed institution, it's not going to come to us. So we're not going to be able to see that application to either open it for amendment for you. So your proposed institution, if you want your application to be validated at UJ, your proposed institution must be UJ.
So is that under, if I'm not mistaken, because I can't edit currently my application, right? Is it the one under personal
So
under
you
my
submitted
profile?
your application?
Yes.
Did you submit your application? Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yes. So is it the one under the institution part? Is it the one under profile, because I can edit that? Or is it the one on the application directly? Or on that? Okay, so I
No, it's
re-edited
under
it.
your profile.
Okay, so I just
It's
did
under
that
your
right now,
profile.
even though, okay, so I made the application last month, right, in August. So I just edited it now. Is it gonna make a difference, or my application already went to the institution that I previously chose?
Yeah, if you submitted it, it will go to the institution when you have submitting.
Sure, hectic. So, okay.
So for example, okay, let's take this offline. Send me the application reference. I'll let you know
Yes.
if I'm able to see your application or not. If not, you're
Okay.
gonna have to contact the proposed institution when you are submitting your application.
Oh, okay, okay. And where do I get your email again?
You'll get it by the chat. We'll send it on the chat. And
Oh,
Manana at UJ.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. That'll be all. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. Bye.
Thank you. We are moving on to Lebohang Maseko. Lebohang, I've allowed your mic. You can unmute and ask your question.
Good afternoon. I just want to find out something with regards to the academic record. So I finished my qualification last year and decided to not pursue my studies this year because of funding. So I'm still trying to finish my fees for last year. And when I go to the ITS to download my academic record, it doesn't show anymore. But I have the one for last year's first semester.
Please don't use those the academic record that you get there. Please go to the faculty to get a proper academic record, because we need an official academic record.
But
with the university letterhead.
I have an academic record that I got last year, but it only has the first semester results for now.
Oh, yeah, you can use that one, but when the amendment period between November and December, you're going to be expected to have a full academic record.
So how do you tackle that when, because I think, but I'm not sure, I'm going to be able to have paid off my fees by December. But if not, how do you tackle that situation?
So the amendment period will run until January next year.
Okay.
Because we know that some of you has subs also. supplementary exam that you need to write. So we allow all those that process to take place.
Okay, so for on the portal for NRF where it says you must submit your fee statement if you are owing, can I submit that there?
Sorry?
Because there's on the portal there's a space where it says you can submit your fee statement if you are currently owing the institution.
Yes,
So I
yes.
can submit that there.
Yes, you can either or.
Okay, not a problem. Final thing, when you put your result, your third year marks, and then on the portal, it does a calculation and gives you a percentage at the end. Is that percentage accurate? Is that percentage the one that you were speaking about, the average?
Yeah, no, you don't worry about that. We're gonna calculate for ourselves the average. You don't have to worry about that average. You can put the average that you're putting there, but we're still gonna have our own average when we're validating the application. Eh?
Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Manana, for addressing that question. Let's move on to Katleko. I've allowed your mic, Katleko. You can unmute and ask your question.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to ask about the qualification certification stage. Do I upload my proof of registration or the academic record?
Yeah, we don't need your proof of registration for now during the application process. When you are awarded the scholarship, that's where we will need your proof of registration. For now, we need academic record.
Okay, and then for the anticipated date of completion, do I put like this year's dates, November or next year?
No, you must put this year because you are anticipating to finish next year and start your honors this year, and then you're starting your honors next year. So this year.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Let's move on to Matikizela. You can, I'm allowing your mic. You can unmute and ask your question.
Hi everyone, I hope you're good. I wanted to ask, for where you have to upload your academic record, do you take a screenshot of it or do you upload the one that requires your ID number to unlock it? Will you guys be able to unlock it on your own?
Yes. Actually, that is the most important question. Some of you, when you upload a document and you upload a document that is locked, and then that thing, Jay, it's a definitely no. So you must upload an academic record that we are able to view, because NRF will not be saying they're gonna put or even us when we're validating the application, because of the number of applications that we have, we don't really have time to be busy opening the academic record. So the academic record that must be uploaded should be unlocked. No locked document is allowed.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much. Let's move on to Shandukani. I've allowed your mic. You can ask your question. Shandukan, we can't hear you, but we can see some signals that you are speaking. Unmute yourself. Your mic is still muted. Okay, let's move on to Ntlantla. Let me allow your mic. Ntlantla, you can ask your question.
Yes, good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask about your partner repeated this, mentioned this. So I was asking if they can repeat this again regarding the part where, like, you owing the institution and you can't see your marks. So I just I just need a clarification in terms of a part where I can't see my marks, but I want to upload my my transcript on the
Mm.
application.
So you have two options. It's either you put your fee statement that you can't view your marks, or you
Yes.
put the academic record that doesn't have marks.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you so much.
Right, you're welcome.
Sharp, sharp.
Thank you so much. Let's move on to Mokwena. Mokwena, I've allowed your mic. You can ask your question, unmute and ask your question.
Hi everyone. Hi, I hope you're all good. So I have a question based on the NSFAS proof of funding. Yeah. So I was funded by NSFAS for my first and half of the second year, and then I changed to using Funza Lushaka. So now I don't know whether I should contact the finance office for Funza or for NSFAS.
So I think your fee statement will suffice because you'll have those two means of funding mentioned on the statement.
Okay, so how am I going to get the fee statement? Because I completed last year, and then this year I'm not doing anything. Can I still get the fee statement
Yeah, you can.
by contacting the office?
Yes, the finance office will help you with that.
Oh, okay, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's move on to Yamkela. I've allowed your mic. You can ask your question. We can move on to David.
Hi everyone.
Hi David, how are you?
I'm fine. I just wanted
okay. Let me just let me ask David. You can ask your question. Then Yamkela, you can follow. Just mute yourself. Then you follow after David.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to ask that if I complete my undergrad at a different institution, and then I'm intending on enrolling for my honors at UJ, and then I applied for the NRF through UJ. Is it still okay, right?
Yes, it's still fine.
Okay, so when considering
As
my
long as it's
application,
sorry?
so when verifying and considering the application, UJ students, those who did undergrad at UJ, they won't be at any advantage.
No, there's no. Hence I said, and like any other scholarship, NRF is a 50-50 chance. There's no one who has an advantage over the other. Whether you studied at UCT and now you decide you're undergrad at UCT, now you decide to come to UJ, there's no special treatment there. Everyone is considered accordingly. If you meet the minimum qualifying criteria, you meet the minimum requirements, then your application will be considered.
Okay, that makes sense. Thanks.
All right. Come.
Yamkela, you can unmute and ask your question. Yamkela, are you still there? You can unmute and ask your question. I see some signs of maybe possibly you're talking, but we can't hear you. Okay, let's move on to Alia. You can unmute and ask your question, Alia. We can move on to Samkeli Siwe. Samkeli Siwe, I've allowed your mic. You can unmute and ask your question. Samkeli Siwe, you can ask your question, unmute and ask your question. Kindly indicate if you can still hear me. Anyone from the audience? A virtual thumb. Mr. Manana, can you still hear me?
Yes, Dogotela. Yes, Dogotela, can hear you.
Okay, so maybe it's on the side of the participants. Okay, so let's move on to Buhle. I've allowed your mic.
They
You
don't
can
like
ask your
questions
question.
anymore.
Buhle, let's go on to Koketso.
I think on the chat they're saying they are unable to unmute.
They are unable to
Because
unmute.
Yamkela is unmuted, but she can't speak. She can't. Is Lauren still allowing people to speak?
Yes, we all the mics. I'm allowing them as I call upon the people.
Okay, there's Yamkela.
Yes,
Yamkela,
good afternoon.
yes, go on.
A good day, sir.
A good day.
Hello. Yes. I have a question. So if I have submitted my
If you submitted what? Shandukani, are you still there?
Shandukan, unmute yourself again and ask your question.
all right. I was saying if I have submitted my application already, how can I edit it? Because I see that I made a few mistakes.
So with that one, as I said before, it's either one of two things. We're going to request that we open your application for amendment now, or you will wait for the amendment period, because we're going to have an amendment period where we open all the applicants' applications for amendment. So that's when you'll be able to fix your application.
Oh, all right. No problem. No problem. I think I will wait for the amendment. When is it gonna start?
So the amendment period will start after the 31st. After the closing date, the 31st, then that period from November and December will be amending all the applications, opening all the applications until like mid-Jan.
All right. No problem.
Shandukani, thanks.
All right, thank you.
Let's move on to Yamkela. I saw signs of action there.
Yes, good morning, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
All right, thank you so much. I hope that you are well. I just wanted to ask, is it possible that my application is amended to a master's application? Because I'm currently doing my honors now with UJ, but it's just that next year I think I will be enrolling for my master's. So I'm not sure whether is that possible.
That is not possible, because remember that these are different calls. Doctoral and masters have different call that is already closed for next year. Now the only call that is open is only for honors. So you're not going to be able to do that.
All right. So can I please ask, are there any other possible funding options that I can do then for my master's besides this one of NRF?
So with that one, can you please visit our website, postgraduate school / funding, and then you will see all the funding opportunities that are there. Alternatively, you can come at the Akanya building, and then there's internal and external bursary. When you get to the reception, you ask for internal and external bursaries, and then they'll direct you.
All right. No, thank you so much.
For us, we just deal with NRF.
All right. Thank you so much. Note.
All right, sure.
Let's move on to T. Your mic is allowed. You can unmute and ask your question.
Hi, how are you?
We are well, thank you.
I just wanted to ask, with regards to you mentioned something about being employed and that it means you like disqualified from the funding. So if you want to do it part-time, but then you're not employed, can you still be covered?
What can I please ask? What do you do? What do you want to do part time?
So the honors qualification, right? You mentioned that you have to be study it full time. So if I applied for the program, but then for part-time basis, am I still going to be covered?
Yeah, no, you're not eligible. We only cater for full-time students.
Regardless of whether I'm employed or unemployed.
Yes, you have to be full-time because remember that NRF is giving you everything. It covers your tuition, it covers your monthly stipends. So if you are working, it means that you are receiving some form of sustenance that you can fund yourself. So that's why the qualifying criteria says it must be full-time honors students, not part-time.
Okay, I understand. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Let's move on to
I think we can just take 2 questions now, Dr. Gaby. We are out of time.
Yeah, let's we'll just maybe take. I just want to go through to just see maybe there are some who are not active anymore. But we will take 2 as you have indicated. So, Lisbeth, if you are still there, you can unmute and ask your question. We cannot hear you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can.
I wanted to ask about the proof of funding. If I never used NSFAS, but in my first year I was approved by NSFAS and then another bursary, and then I decided to cancel NSFAS and use the other bursary. Now, how do I go about it? Do I go to finance?
That's why we have an IFAQ form. So the IFAQ form, that's where you're gonna fill all the details of the other budget that has funded you. So the IFAQ form, you get it on NRF website. You can just type NRF and then type IFAQ form. You'll find the form that is not an empty form. That's where you're gonna fill the bursary or the scholarship that funded you.
All right, but now there's like in my situation, after I was approved by 2 bursaries, the NSFAS and NSFAS did like pay out some money, and then I think book allowance and the first month king meal allowance, but then it was deducted from the money from GCRA. And then again later in 2024, there was like a proof of something NSFAS, they made returns back to NSFAS. So do I still do the ISFAP form, or I do the fee statement?
Please do the ISFAQ form.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. All right.
Mr. Dogos, just you said one more question, isn't it?
Yes, last question because we have to move on now.
Let me just move on to September. Leander, you can unmute and ask your question. I think let's move on now to To Londiwe.
Hi everyone. On the qualification, I want to ask if it is acceptable for me to upload both my diploma academic record from my previous institution as well as my.
Can you please repeat that? Sorry,
I
I
want
didn't
to.
get that question. Can you please repeat?
Okay, I want to ask if it is acceptable for me to upload my diploma academic record from my previous institution as well as my academic record from my advanced diploma.
No, you don't have to do that. You can just upload the advanced diploma academic record because that's the marks we're gonna need. The diploma marks, we're not gonna consider them.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Manana.
Yes, sir.
If you can allow just these two hands, some Kelisiwe and Tlengiwe. I think these are the last ones because I saw you addressed the other person. I think they've just lowered their hand. You know, so these are the last two hands I think that we have from this session. So I'm allowing some Kelisiwe to ask. Then we can move on to Tlengiwe if Tlengiwe is around. Then we close the session. Yeah. Some Kelisiwe, if you are there. You can unmute and ask your question. We can move on to Tlengiwe. If Tlengiwe is, if you are there, you can unmute and ask your question.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I wanted to ask, right? So last year I did an application for the honors program, right? For the bursary. And then this year the status is still on the same thing. It still says application submitted to the institution. Like there's no form of rejection, nothing.
So yeah, for this year, you have to do a new application. When were you doing your honors?
This year.
Yeah, so with those ones, don't determine and then NRF funding decision, all those applications, they were not considered for funding. Hence, I said earlier when I started my presentation that as an institution, in JUJ, we had 1,813 applications in total, and NRF was able to fund 129 applicants. So when it comes to that one, we are not in control. That's why I even encourage you guys that don't focus on NRF alone and thinking that now NRF is your last hope. You apply for other means of funding because it's not guaranteed that you're going to get the scholarship. It's a 50-50 chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Manana. Thank you, Ms. Mpo, for agreeing and for facilitating this session. I think we shared a lot of insights with the students pertaining to the applications that they've already made, and for those who are contemplating on applying for honors NRF bursary for 2026. And with this, I want to indicate to the participants that I have posted the feedback survey in the chat section. Kindly ask you to complete this survey, as it is the one way we can obtain insights into how useful this workshop has been, as well as to just offer some kind words to our facilitators for agreeing and taking their time to facilitate this session. I also just want to let you know of the launch of the RCDMS, and I've indicated, at the introduction of this session that you can register to access our workshops, our research writing consultations, and all the other events and services that the research capacity development offer by registering on the RCDMS through ULink under the services tab, or by visiting rcdms.uj.ac.za. And for more information, you can visit the RCD website at www.uj.ac.za/postgraduate school/research capacity development unit, or you can reach us through RCD inquiries at uj.ac.za. .za, and I would want to express our appreciation to the participants for being with us from the beginning of the session until this point. And now I'm handing over again to Mr. Manana and Ms. Mpo if they have any closing remarks that they want to make before we proceed with concluding this session.
Thank you so much, Gabriel. Thank you all for attending today, and we look forward to verifying your applications. Good luck.
Thank you so much for that. And with this, I'm now ending the recording for this session. The recording will be uploaded on our Moodle communities, as well as the presentation. If we receive it from the facilitator, we'll also share it on our Moodle platforms for future reference. And with this, I am now ending the session and wishing you all a great day further. Thank you.